Still to come. Here comes lot 1306, a 1966 Mercury Comet-based funny car. A real rolling piece of history, driven by the great Pete Gates. And I believe we'll have a speaker to address the room.
We're going to see something amazing in a moment here. The flip-top body in action. Lincoln Mercury in 1966 set the match racing world on its ear by launching a fleet of 4 of these things with tubular steel frames and plastic fiberglass body shells and hinge at the rear. The altered wheelbase Mopar was doomed.
And it's a great story about how this car was found. Ted Diller and his family, who do a lot of cars that are spectacular every year that we see here at Barrett-Jackson. He keeps calling himself a tomato farmer with just a family operation. I really don't believe him. But anyway, he went looking for this. This was not something he just accidentally came across. He went looking for it until he was eventually able to find it, chased it down. All of the other original funny cars like this were destroyed one way or another. This is the last survivor of that original group, according to Ted Diller.
A real nut of Alaska Turtle, $85,000.
Fran Hernandez was the chief of the Mercury Comet Mercury Racing Division. He commissioned the building of these cars. Plastic Age in Jackson, Michigan did the bodies. They weighed only 225 pounds.
Just clearing up some questions about bidding on the previous vehicle. Okay. And now we'll be turning our attention to this piece of drag racing history, with the best name I recall seeing on a drag car, Gate Job. Here it is from our Wheaties fuel chassis cam. Driver Pete Gates was the 1966 NHRA National Champion.
As a matter of fact, Pete Gates was a fellow who, his family made some money in Chicago in the furniture business, and he was sort of, he got into the match racing business. He would buy some of Don Nicholson's former race cars. In fact, in 1965, Nicholson had a door slammer overhead cam Comet, which got an altered wheelbase, and about 80% of the way through the season, Pete Gates took the wheel and proceeded to really just kick butt with that car. In fact, he took out a lot of, well, you might say better competition to earn that title in 1966. There was a blower on that car, and the thing was just nuts. 860s at 160 miles an hour with the front tires in the air about 80% of the way down the track. And then for 67, he got into this car right here. Components of this apparently may have been given to him or sold to him by Nicholson. However, this is regarded as being part of the first fleet of factory funny cars coming out of Mercury. It's a tremendously historic car.
We have the gentleman back in the day, Ted saw him
Barrett-Jackson Company President Steve Davis.
The same spot with the absolute identical image that many decades ago. Incredible. This was the first Stage 1 chassis, the first automatic, and the first escape hatch. Again, all those things that are just expected today. This is the car that started it all. It's the only one that's left, and it's absolutely an opportunity for somebody to add to their collection. Let's flip it up while we get some money.
You bet. Flip the car up, and
here comes the magic trick. For the first time ever, people saw this back in '66, thanks to Mercury. The flip-top funny car was born right here.
Again, the body weight only 225 pounds. Among the drivers that Gates defeated in match racing, Arnie the Farmer Beswick, Dino Don Nicholson, Eddie Sharkman, Roger Lindemuth driving Color Me Gone, the Ram Chargers, Dickie Harrell, Jungle Jim Lieberman, Gas Ronda, many more legends of drag racing.
It's the Hall of Fame right there.
Once again, according to the Diller family, this is the original frame. This is the original body. They had to do a lot of work to get it back to this condition, but they went searching for it. And ironically, he said after he searched all over the country, it wasn't very far from his actual home. It was right there, relatively in the same state.
Matter of fact, the camera now is probably taking a look at that magnificent camera motor. And, of course, the heart of any car is the engine. And certainly when a match race funny car comes to the line, you know it's going to have something of a doomsday machine. This is Ford's doomsday machine for 65.6. This is the camera. 427 cubic inches, 2 camshafts, 2 valves per chamber, Hemi chambers, 6-foot timing chain in the front. These things go 8,000 RPM and make up to 1,000 horsepower with a little touch of alcohol and hydrazine. This one here is built for gasoline. It probably makes around 700 horsepower, but this is the engine that made Ford drag cars so formidable to all the Mopars and Chevy guys back in the 60s. This is the real deal.
So this car rolled to the line with a power to weight ratio of less than 3 to 1. 3 pounds per horsepower. Wow, that'll get the job done.
1966 NHRA national champion.
125, 135, 135.
There it is in action on the cover of Superstock and Drag Illustrated. There's the escape hatch that this car pioneered. Of course, we see them all the time now in NHRA drag racing.
There's been a lot of speculation. If Mercury hadn't done this, would anybody else have? Well, the answer is probably no. I know that Chrysler was pretty well entrenched with door slammers. They figured, hey, that's what we sell, even though they altered the wheelbases. But Mercury really blew everybody out of the water with this here. It essentially created the blueprint for the modern funny car that we know today.
Of course, that escape hatch was necessary because the driver couldn't lift the body by himself from the seat. There are no doors or windows. The thing is streamlined. So the driver needed a way to get out and hurry. Or get out at all without somebody lifting that body.
What's amazing between 1963 with door slammer 427 Galaxies and 66 flip top funny cars like this, we're sort of like going from the Wright brothers to the moon landing in 3 years in drag racing history.
And let's give credit to Paul Shidlick of Wayne, Michigan, for that beautiful cinnamon pearl over sunset gold fade paint job. It made this the most colorful of all the first generation funny cars.
$150,000 last and final call. $150,000. 45, 50, 45, 150, 150,000 all in, all done. That's $150,000 on them here. $150,000 last call. 160, 160, 160, 160, 160, what do you say? 170 here, 170 all, 155, excuse me, now 160. Now 160. Now 160. 160,000 of them. Last call, anybody else? 160,000 of them. Going once. 160,000 going twice. 160,000 third and final call, now 5. 165, anybody else? Now we need to give that 5. 165,000 on them now. Now we need to give that 65 here. 165 and a half. 165,000. So $160,000 Ralph.
Steve, on the trunk of that car, we showed it a couple of times. It says Don Who with the question. Dino Don Nicholson?
Oh, yes, sir.
Big rivalry?
They were friends, but serious rivals, sure. Don Nicholson, indeed.
There it is.